Thanks, Nikki. Well, Colin, the Hawks did get the W this weekend, and they took Floyd home, and that's pretty much all that matters, even though it was a close game.
You know, definitely, Ashton. Once again, the offense looked pretty sluggish, but the defense came to play, and like you said, the W is really all that matters.
I agree. It was the classic rivalry trophy game, and Iowa wasn't going to let this one slip away.
First quarter, Iowa tries to go for their first long field goal of the year, but Miguel Racinos comes up way short and keeps the game 0-0.
Into the second quarter, Iowa will try again with a 22-yard field goal by Keith Duncan. It's good and puts up Iowa 3-0.
Still in the second and ending the half, we see true freshman Manny Rugamba get his first interception of his collegiate career. Iowa up 3-0 going into the half.
Third quarter, Iowa settles for another field goal by Duncan to put Iowa up 6. But Minnesota answers right back with a 9-yard run into the end zone by Shannon Brooks to put up the Gophers 7-6.
We don't see anyone else score again until the fourth quarter when Iowa's Akram Wadley finally finds a hole to go 54 yards for the touchdown. But Sean Daniels gets a little action too as Iowa goes for the 2-point conversion to put them ahead 14-7.
Minnesota does get into the red zone on the last play of the game, but great coverage by Greg Mabin gives Iowa the go-ahead win while taking back Floyd for their second year in a row.
Feels really good to come out with the victory. Feels good to celebrate after the victory in the locker room with your teammates, and we definitely going to enjoy this one.
It's big. Finally getting the win on one of these close games is big for us. Right now we're 0-2 in close games, and well, not 0-2, 1-2 really, but we needed this one. Needed to get back on the winning streak and realize what it feels like to win and enjoy these and celebrate in the locker room with your teammates.
Obviously, the Iowa defense played a huge role in this game as they allowed Minnesota only 7 points. Katie Sextro has more.
Going into Saturday, Minnesota was favored. They had been averaging 439 yards and 26 first downs per game. But the Iowa defense wasn't going to have that.
We went back to work this week in practice and really just tried to hone those things in, and it paid off today. We were a lot more disciplined, stayed in our gaps, just played better team football, just leveraged the football better. And stopping the run game is huge, and that's what we pride ourselves in, and we were just better today, and it paid off.
We're just out there having fun. We put that emphasis on it too this week. Just go out there having fun, just being live and having a lot of energy.
In the first quarter alone, the Iowa defense forced 1 fumble, 4 3-and-outs, and shut down Mitch Leidner in the pass game. At the half, Minnesota remained scoreless.
We had confidence after those couple of 3-and-outs, and it just made us play even better coming to the next couple stops we had, and people were just feeling good about themselves.
But after Minnesota scored 1 touchdown, the role of Iowa's defense became more important than ever. After Iowa's second interception of the day and a 3-and-out from the Hawks, Minnesota made it into the red zone pretty quickly. But when fourth down came around, Greg Mabin was ready.
I knew the ball was coming my way before they even snapped it. But, as soon as he broke to the inside, I was still underneath. And then once he broke out to the corner or to the pylon, that's when I knew the ball had to be in the air. So, I just tried to see, his eyes, play through his hands, and just make a play on it.
This win, defines our season. Like I said, only we can define, our season. We define what kind of team we want to be. And, today we played a really good game, both sides, offense, defense, and special teams. We did what we had to do, like I said, come out here. Main purpose was to come get the win and get the trophy back in the locker rooms.
Altogether, the Iowa defense allowed only 13 first downs and 268 yards. And they got to bring Floyd back to Iowa City for another year. Reporting from TCF Bank Stadium, this is Katie Sextro, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Iowa goes on the road again this weekend at Purdue.
Another sport that got a W this weekend was Iowa Volleyball. The Hawkeyes look to continue their 2-game win streak into 4.
They hosted Purdue and Indiana this weekend. I was at Carver Hawkeye Arena to give you the recap. The Iowa volleyball team kicked off a weekend series Friday night as they hosted the number 17th ranked Purdue Boilermakers. The Hawkeyes came out rocking, taking the first set from the Boilermakers 25-22. The nationally ranked Boilermakers then started to find their groove, taking the second set 27-25 and the third set 25-20. Needing to win the last 2 sets to take the match, the Hawks turned it up a notch after a pep talk with head coach Bon Szymanski.
At the start of the 4th set, I talked to him about, Jess really being our grunt leader. I was like, it's time, that kind of just letting out that big yell every time you swing. You got to give it everything you got.
The Hawkeyes close out the match, winning the last 2 sets, 25-21 and 15-13, to take the match.
This is the best that we've ever played. This is the best that the program's ever looked, and we're just hoping to go forward from here.
A thrilling upset for the Hawkeyes over the nationally ranked Purdue Boilermakers Friday night at Carver Hawkeye Arena. But head coach Bon Szymanski, despite loving his team's performance, was quick to turn the page to the next team, the Indiana Hoosiers. Needless to say, his team was ready for the challenge. The Hawkeyes did not seem to have any upset hangover, coming out Saturday night against the Hoosiers and beating them in 3 sets by a score of 26-24, 25-19, and 25-14.
I think in the preseason we kind of scratched the surface of what our potential could be, and now we're digging a little bit deeper. And like what Loxley said, we're molding into the team that we know that we can be, and there will still be improvements along the way.
Nothing's easy in the Big Ten. A 3-0 victory anytime we can get it. I don't care in or out of conference play. That's a good fortitude by our group to focus all the way through.
After a weekend sweep, there is no doubt about this team's confidence going forward. Reporting from Carver Hawkeye Arena, this has been Colin Murphy, Daily Iowan, TV Sports.
The Hawkeyes will look to extend their Big Ten win streak to 6 games as they hit the road to play Maryland and Ohio State.
The Iowa soccer team played at Wisconsin on Sunday. The Hawks fell to the Badgers 0-1.
They continue Big Ten play this coming week at home on Thursday versus Northwestern. Tomorrow we will have your field hockey recap for the weekend.
But for now, that's all we have for you in the sports studio. Back to you at the desk.